is 2/22 on 2/22/2026. I'm Lisa, and this is my first YouTube video. So, it took me a long time to get to the point to create this video, and it just seems almost ridiculous how long it took because I'm not someone who is unfamiliar with doing video. Here comes my daughter looking for the food that I went and got. Hold on one second. So what is this channel all about? So for the longest time, I have been wanting and searching for an outlet for myself to share all of the things that I just want to talk about with other people, but just felt like, where is my community? Like, where are they at? And I just took some time to pray about it. I took some time to just be in solitude. I went through a period of just really going within. I mean, deeply, not surface level, like deep down in the core of my soul, asking myself questions about what I want, who am I, what am I all about? And the YouTube channel came up as one of those things that really called to me, because I, tried to maybe do a similar type of thing on social media, on my Facebook, and it just didn't feel right. It just felt like that the community or the audience that I was seeking was not in that space. And so I did something pretty radical. I was called to, within myself, to just delete my entire friend list on my Facebook page. And I didn't do it immediately because the thought of that, I just was trying to understand, well, why do I need to do this? Why do I need to delete this list? And instead of just trusting it, right? And it was not until I watched this video with this woman who was speaking about her relationship with God and how, like, when he was calling her to do different things, she just acted on them immediately. And so in that moment, I just felt like, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to delete my entire friend list. I don't really know what's going to happen once I do that, but I'm going to trust that what I'm being called to do is for me. It's going to help me or reveal something to me. And for the first week in that, it was such a different energy to just sit in a space of rest, like of not keeping up with what was going on in my community, not keeping up with what was going on even in my friend circle or within the people that, had become part of my community on that platform. And so in that, it was both foreign to me, but it was also super liberating for me because I felt free from that. And it freed up space within my own physical body and mental body and spiritual body and emotional body that I just start clearing out a lot of things, right? It's just like whatever was not serving me, it was a radical just demolition of all of the things that just weren't in alignment. And so coming to this place of actually posting this video, of actually saying, hey, I'm going to send out my heart song broadcast, and hopefully the community that resonates with me in that frequency joins me on this new journey that I'm taking in exploring my own personal story, seeing how my story relates to others, to talk about my journey in health and fitness, which has been such a catalyst in so many other areas and ways of my life. It is kind of refueled me creatively. It has slowed me down in the way that I get to really enjoy the process of creation, of working on my physical body as well, fueling myself with wonderful food, and preparing the food has been part of that journey too, of just creating meals that just not only taste incredible and are good for you, but are beautiful to look at. And that has been fun as well. And so in this channel, there'll be a lot of different things that I'm exploring, but mostly you can expect it coming from my perspective of an American biracial woman who is getting ready to turn 40 in a few weeks. And I've done a lot of personal work in my life that I really don't share with other people. And part of the biggest thing that I've learned in life up to this point, or something that I was supposed to learn on my journey, I feel at least, is the power of our words and the power of sharing with other people. There was such a time in my life where everything just felt very secretive. With my family dynamics, everything felt secretive. With friends, I just felt a sense of distrust of like maybe not being able to really know if people were truly for me or if they just had some agenda set out. And so, some things we just experience in life, and we have to go through those things in order to learn those lessons. So then when we come to these kind of bigger milestones or obstacles or turning points of our life, we are equipped to deal with them in the most successful way. I'll say that. Successful meaning it's helping us and not hindering us. And so I want to share all of that as well. The biggest thing that has happened in this coming to this video is really thinking and understanding the space that I'm entering. Like I said, I'm not a big vlogger. I don't even know all the terminology when it comes to YouTube. I'm still learning even the rules and regulations of everything. Some things are just kind of like a common sense thing, and then some things I'm sure I'll have to learn as I go. And so my hope is to build a community that wants to support me in this journey and to share information and knowledge with me to enhance what I'm trying to do. So I want to share a little story, because this is something that I thought about. Okay, well, what do I want my first video to be about? And there was something that happened, I guess it would have been 2 weeks ago now. It was snowing, and I live in a area where it snows. Gets pretty cold, and the snow had frozen, had gotten so packed down, it has turned into ice. And I was driving back in my driveway, and right at the threshold of like the driveway in the street, I got stuck. There was a couple cars that had pulled into my driveway prior and created these like big indentations where my wheels just kind of got stuck inside of there. And I was getting ready to take my daughter to school, and I was going to go pick up her friend from her house to take them both to school. And I got stuck. And here I am. It's freezing. It's cold. It's icy. And I'm like trying to get out of this like halfway in the street, halfway in my driveway kind of scenario. And as I'm trying to get out, as I'm getting out and shoveling and trying to get myself out of this hole, I'm seeing cars pass by. No one stopped. No one asked, hey, are you okay? Do you need some help? Once upon a time, I feel like I remember a time in humanity where we would have helped each other. On that particular day, I didn't get any help. Even my own daughter was in the car, like on her phone, while I'm here slaving and sweating away with a graveyard shovel that I had kept in my back seat in case scenarios like this happen. And so here I am pounding and digging, and just like no inch was given. Okay. And I'm just like ruining the thread on my tires by just trying to like rock back and forth with you know how you do when you try to rock yourself out of the situation. If you live in cold climates, you understand what I'm saying. But nothing was giving. And I just got back in the car, and I'm just like, just a deep exhalation of what the fuck, let's not start the day like this. And I didn't get frustrated, even though I wanted to scream and yell. I just really took a moment, because I had been practicing like not allowing myself to just get frustrated in ways that were not helpful to me. So I sat there and I just took a deep breath, and then I thought, okay, what do I do? And the first thing that came to my mind was, I'm going to call my dad. I called my dad, and just like a father, he says, oh, that's an easy solution. You know what you do? You go and you get some boiling hot water and you pour the hot water on the ice. It'll melt the ice. Ding! Why did I not think of that, first of all? Easy solution. You don't have salt. You don't have sand. You don't have kitty litter. You don't have defroster fluid. You got hot water. Okay, so I'm at my house, so this is not a hard task for me. So I send my daughter in. She boils it. We have a electric teapot, and she's just bringing out buckets of this hot water, and I'm pouring it on the ice, and I'm watching the ice slowly melt down, and I'm thinking, wow. It was like it came to me that the solution to the problem was the thing itself. Water in fluid, liquid form is the same as water in ice form. It's just in a different form, right? One is solid, one is liquid. They both are the same element, water. And that was deeply profound to me, because I was already activated in this way that was sending me on this deep kind of excavation of my inner self, darkest shadowy spots, like the depths of my soul type of journey. And so to realize that, wow, there are parts of me that have become hardened, like this iciness, whether it was my heart, which, even though I felt myself being open-hearted, when I really stopped to examine it, it was like still this stuff. And it was coming out in the way that when I was trying to shovel myself out of the ice, I was literally like using that thing to violently try to crack it open. And it was a reminder of this kind of aggressive, masculine type of energy to try to solve the logical things, to break it and to fight your way through. But the solution came from a warm, flowing liquid. And it was the same thing. It's like, again, the ice and the liquid water are the same, right? It's just in a different form. And so I needed to soften the ice. In order to do that, I needed to warm myself and also become fluid, become in flow of what was going on. And it was such a deep moment of realization that all the answers truly are within us, that we can solve our own problems. It's just a matter of controlling ourselves enough to just stop and pause for a moment to think, okay, what do we do? We're using that logical part of our mind, but then the softening comes when you receive that to actually do that thing. So like, I could have just been like, oh man, hot water, that is, what is that going to do? But when I received that information, I used the information, and what came of it was the solution to the issue. And I was able to break free from that threshold and to the other side. And then later, right as I did that, my friend pulled up with salt, and she put salt down my driveway so I wouldn't have to run into that issue again. And so I'm sending this out because I thought that this message was deep for me on a personal level, but I also know that there are many of us out there who are in a similar place of just needing to soften ourselves. And it really doesn't require much other than sometimes just taking a couple deep breaths to just remind yourself that, hey, this situation or this thing that's happening is not bigger than the solution that's going to come, which is myself. I am the answer. And so if I can control myself to recalibrate and warm my heart and warm myself from within so that the energy can flow freely and that things can come to me with ease and comfort and love. I felt a very deep sense of love after that too, because it was so many things kind of internally happening as I'm going through that process that it's just a reminder of how when we, again, warm our hearts, soften ourselves, and lean in and pour that out onto those hardened places, it just melts it away. And so I love life and the fact that it's a teacher, and it's in those small moments that we gain so much insight and perspective to who we are, not only as individuals, but collectively and unified in love. And so I thank you for listening to me. If you are feeling my energy and want to follow along and see, hey, what is she gonna do next? What's happening on this channel? What sort of adventures is she gonna get into? I want you to come along on that journey with me, and I'm so excited to get started. And so follow, share, all the things, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.